right, lead heads, we are here. We are in Dallas at the 147th NRA annual meeting and exhibits, and I got my little cheat sheet up there so I don't screw it up. That's a lot for me to say at one time. And my wingman for the NRA annual meetings and the official Leadquarters of Talking Lead is here at the Eagle Import booth. We have Mike Sodini joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, yes. So we had Mike on just a few episodes ago to get you guys prepped and warmed up for things to come for this awesome event here in Dallas. This is day one, and we're just kicking it off, man. And the Leadquarters looks great. So the signs that you got, the little LED signs.
We got LED signs.
It's
like
awesome,
a little club.
dude.
It looks like a DJ booth.
Everybody's like, wow, that is so cool, man. And then we've got some banners, so we're like setting it off here. So if you guys are here, we hope you come by and check us out, say hey. We're going to kick off our interviews with TriStar. It's just TriStar.
TriStar Arms.
TriStar Arms. We've got Ryan Bader here, and Ryan's got some interesting products that they're going to be telling us about here. And is this released at NRA? Is this new for?
Yes, brand new for NRA.
Okay, so you're hearing it here first, Leadheads.
It's called the TriStar Compact. It's a 12-gauge bullpup shotgun.
Oh, wait. Okay, yep, go ahead.
It's a 12-gauge bullpup shotgun. Overall length, about 30 inches. Barrel length, only 20 inches, so very compact. AK-style mags.
Cool.
Totally interchangeable with the Saiga products, so readily available to find drum or extended magazines.
All right. What's the weight on that thing?
Weight is about 8 pounds.
Okay.
Gas operated, loaded with features. Comes with adjustable flip-up sights, a carry handle that has rotating sights on it, 2 magazines. It's choked, so you can put in any style of Beretta Benelli threaded choke you want.
Okay. That's good.
And MSRP on this is going to be $790.
$790.
Yeah.
MSRP. So usually that means you can get it a little lower.
Street price will be lower for sure.
Unless they're the unattainium, you know.
Well, we're aware of that. We've got deliveries will start in mid-June.
Okay.
And we've got container shipments coming every month after that. So we hope to make
Good
sure
deal.
we've got plenty of product out there for everyone.
Now, if they want to go take a peek at this, where can they go and check it out on the interwebs?
It'll be on the interweb next week at TriStarArms.com.
Okay.
It'll be on our Facebook page and Twitter page as well, so you can find all the information out there.
Sounds good.
Well,
and
real quick, why don't you tell, just for the regular listener, where they can pick up your products, like in any stores, and then for the dealer who's a listener?
Absolutely. So for all the dealers, this gun was picked up by every distribution house in the USA. Anybody, the consumer, anyone looking for this, if you go to our website and find the Compact, there'll be a Buy Now button. That'll have 2 drop downs, which will take you to 2 separate websites. Any dealer in the U.S. is plugged into these and can order directly from there, and it comes through a couple of our distribution houses. So readily available, easy to find. Jump on the internet, and shouldn't take you too long.
Very cool. Now, I'm looking at it now, and you have this set up at your booth?
It is. Yeah, we do have a sample at the booth.
Okay. So I'll have to come break away and come check this thing out. I've got a picture of it right now that I'm looking at. It's really cool looking. It's a very kind of futuristic.
Sort of looks like it came out of a video game.
Yeah, something you'd see out of Aliens.
Correct.
The movie. But it's got top rail, it's got a bottom rail, and the length of that barrel you said was
20 inches.
It's 20 inches.
Yes, gas operated.
And then you can have a variety of different chokes.
Absolutely.
And then the magazines, you say are AK style magazines. It's a rear. What's the capacity on this?
So it's an imported gun, so by BATF law it can only be 5 rounds.
Oh.
But we will have 10 round, we will have 20 round, and there'll be drum mags available as well down the road. And they're already out on the market.
They're there?
Yeah, you can buy secondary.
Okay. It's very cool. And this is called the Compact 12 gauge. Has it got a cool nickname yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're hoping you guys will come up for one.
I was going to say, that's something that the leadheads are good at. is coming up with nicknames. Check it out.
Yeah, that is a badass gun, sir.
That is. So what's the process of somebody like me getting my hands on one of these to like do T&E or something like that?
Well, we'll get you hooked up with our ad agency, Chevalier Advertising, and they'll get one over to you ASAP.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Now, TriStar, what are you guys known for?
So TriStar is primarily a shotgun house. We do have a smaller line of pistols, but for the most part, we've always been known as a hunting shotgun house. That's probably where our passion started. However, as many companies evolve, we've gotten more into home defense and tactical. We try and cover the board as far as shotguns go. So this was kind of born out of a previous gun called the KRX that we had, which is more of an AK style gun. Where we're going to the bullpup AK style. So it's kind of a new venture for us, but something we're also very familiar with.
Where's TriStar based out of?
TriStar is based out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Most of our guns, all of our guns, are actually manufactured in Turkey. We have about 7 different factories over there, some of which we have partnerships with, others we just have contracts, but all of which we've been doing business with over 10 years. So very reliable, right. R&D is done properly, et cetera, et cetera.
He's actually TriStar. First of all, we're friends, so but very similar to my company, doing the same type of thing.
Yeah, bring in the awesome guns that we wouldn't normally be able to have access to.
Correct.
Into
we do everything but the manufacturing side, but we're heavily vested in the research and development. We've already run over 1,000 rounds through this gun, made our notes, gone back to the factory, met with them, done some minor changes, et cetera, et cetera. We've got 5 samples coming next week. We'll do 5,000 round endurance tests on these.
Cool.
So, it's important for us that when we do bring product to market that it works well, reliable, and fun to shoot.
And give us that. It's TriStarArms.com.
TriStarArms.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Okay. And you said you can buy these.
You can go onto our website, go to the home defense page. There'll be a button for the compact. It'll have the specs and everything, and there's a buy now button. If you click on that, the buy now button will have a drop down. It'll tell you exactly the price and what dealer nearest to you once you enter your zip code that can get it for you.
Very cool. All right, guys, make sure you check them out, TriStarArms.com. And if you're at NRA, stop by their booth number
4908. And we've got koozies to keep your cocktails cold as well. So take a koozie if you come by.
Very cool. Ryan, we appreciate the time.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on this morning.
All right, Mike, we're going to be back with a lot more interviews, hitting them with the...
I'm ready, baby.
The Leadquarters here. I don't know who's next, but we'll go find them. So, guys, we'll be back just a minute. All right. You like that, don't you?
I do.
Hey, our shirts are here, by the way. Did you see that?
I didn't.
See what they look like. I haven't even seen them yet. Let's see what they look like.
Woohoo! It's like Christmas.
It's already open.
Somebody already took a peek.
Oh, look at that. Nice. That's very cool.
Very cool. I wish I had a social media girl, somebody to take a photo.
Wish we brought somebody to do photos and stuff, right?
No, you have a good one.
All right, let's get started. All right, guys, we are back at the 2018 NRA annual meetings and something exhibits. Is that what they call them? It's a bunch of stuff going on here in Dallas. Is what it is, and we're amongst it. And I got my co-pilot, Mike Sodini.
Hello.
Hey. And we've got some interesting products we're getting ready to talk about, Mike. I'm excited about this. So we have Christine. You want me to say your last name?
Sure.
Put it out there. Christine Rogers. She is with SnagMag, LLC. And as you guys are listening, go to snagmag.com, and you can see the product that we're talking about. And then we've also got Tony Stark here with Ultradyne joining us. And they've got a cool product. Got some muzzle brake and some sights that it's going to really blow your minds on what they've got going on with that. So, guys, welcome in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for being on. So let's talk about the SnagMag that you got here, Christine. talk us through this.
Okay, well, this is a pocket holster for a spare magazine.
Okay.
So this was invented by my husband, who is law enforcement.
Okay.
And he was tired of his magazine turning sideways in his pocket. He carries a Glock 19, and it's a pretty heavy magazine, and it turns sideways. It's uncomfortable. So at the range one day, he looked down, and he had a pocket knife in his pocket, and he thought, I wonder if I could invent something that uses the pocket knife and orients it in the pocket for a nice fast reload. And that's what he did. It took about 2 years of tinkering, and it's fully patented. We've been in business for about 5 years.
And there it is. So this is perfect for the civilian who's concealed carrying.
Right.
Obviously, if you're a military guy or law enforcement, you're going to have your belt rigs and stuff like that. But yeah, because I'm always shoving mags down in my pocket and always reaching down there trying to find them, and got keys and stuff down there and fumbling, farting around. So this makes it really quick, really easy to orientate and then get your mag in and out really quick.
Exactly.
It's lightweight, super lightweight. It's smooth, so it's not going to be cutting or ripping your pants. I tried it on a little bit ago. I'm wearing jeans today, but I mean, this thing is, you could wear your dress pants too, and it would work just as well with your dress pants. You got on dress pants. You tried it, didn't you?
Dress pants.
You got.
I'm wearing a suit.
A suit. Yeah, you're dressed.
Your dress pants.
Your dress pants, man. That's what we call it in the South, dress pants.
So the big trick is these, there's 2 built-in snags, and it's designed to snag the fabric on the draw. So it's designed to, as you draw, instead of from a pouch, you would draw straight up. This is designed so you just pull to the rear, almost like you're elbowing somebody behind you. You're just engaging those snags to the back of the fabric of the back of the pocket, and that's what keeps the holster in place.
So you're going to need to practice with it.
Yep.
You're going to need to get your motion down, but I mean, it's like anything. Any new gear, new kit you want to practice with it, take it to the range, and try it out. But yeah, I mean, after like 3 or 4 times, I had it down. And
absolutely.
It was ready to go. But you make these for pistol magazines.
We do. 380s, 9mm, 45s, 40s, single stack, double stack. We have 57 models that cover over 80 popular pistols, and if we don't have your model, we do custom adjusting at no extra charge.
Oh, nice. Very good. So we got to get some stuff going with Eagle here.
Yeah, that would be great.
They've got a full line of, I mean, you can see
Bursa,
9s
Grand
and 30s
Power.
and 45s, and with the Bursa and the Grand Power and the Metro Arms. And
how do you market? How do you sell that?
So we are online. We've had our online store at snagmag.com for 5 years. We are at Glock Store. We're on Amazon, so you can find us there as well. We're in gun stores all over the country, so lots of little mom and pop shops, lots of firearms instructors. Off-duty police officers love this product because they don't want to have anything on their belt.
Yeah.
So
it's concealed.
How much is it? What do they roughly run?
$34.95 is retail.
Okay.
Yep.
It's not bad.
So do I talk about a show special that we're
running?
running?
Are you
Is
running
that
a show
okay?
special?
We're running a show special.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you type in all caps NRAAM 2018, it'll give you $7 off of your order.
Oh,
each
nice.
SnagMag, actually. So
Okay. And how long is that going to go?
We'll run that for about 2 weeks after the show ends.
About 2 weeks after the show. Okay, so this is going to air after the show.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when.
Okay.
So, Leadhead, you may get it, you may not get it. We'll post some stuff on social media too.
Perfect.
We'll take some pictures and
awesome.
post some stuff for them to take advantage of that. But yeah, very cool. What are plans? You got plans for rifle mags or anything like that coming up?
Do you know, it's funny.
I mean, they're not going to fit in the pocket, but I mean.
Right. My husband has about 5 million ideas in his head. This was the first thing. When he invented this, he basically made one for himself and a buddy. No intention of this becoming a business. And people in the industry got a hold of it and encouraged us to get a patent, and it just kind of
I've heard a lot of companies have started that way. A lot of former military law enforcement guys that just did stuff that they needed that fit their particular need, for whatever mission or they were at, and they made it. Their buddies liked it. Their buddies told a buddy, and then they started a
absolutely. So he's amazed that anybody even likes it and wants to buy one. But this isn't my wheelhouse. Awesome. Yeah,
I've seen a similar one that's magnetized.
Right, we're the original. We came out.
Well, I'm just saying. I like this better. Just the fact that it's not the magnet, and it's got a better retention system, and you've got to stop there where the magazine can only go down so far.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what I like about that as well. So,
Well, we
cool.
like it. I'm really proud of the product, and we make it for right and left-handed shooters. So every version
Righties,
we make, we
do you
have
make different colors?
We just
Just
have the
kidding.
black, but
So make sure you guys go check them out, snagmag.com, and you can email them at snagmag@live.com.
correct.
Very cool. Christine, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so hang out. We're gonna talk with Tony Stark here with Ultradyne.
Ultradyne. Yeah.
So tell us what you got going on there,
Well,
Tony.
first, I want to say, Christine, as a 3-gunner, if you ever did a rifle mag pouch that goes in your back pocket, I would take that.
Okay.
Because we always need extra mags.
Okay.
And you don't always want to slide them on your belt and get all that, so.
So you had one that slid in the back pocket. That's a good idea.
I'd take one
Hey,
of those.
I've got something in the works right now too. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
we'll get on that.
Right on.
Tony Stark's always innovative.
I know,
You
man.
He's
I'm
always
so-
inventing stuff.
Yeah, so what we have here is, we started out, we wanted to build iron sights. It was a category that interested us. They're small, precision type components, and specifically backup iron sights. And so we started out down the path of designing the very best iron sight that we could come up with. And we wound up doing a few things along the way to solve some problems. We have a great windage knob on the side. Nobody's got that. Everybody else is kind of reaching over the top. It's very ergonomic. We use an aperture in the front sight, which is a little different than what you see most of the time. We're pretty much the only ones out there that are doing this out of the box. You can buy one or two. There's like a crosshair aperture pin you can buy, but this is actually MOA dimension front sight apertures, and it's taking essentially from the Olympic biathlon type crowd. And what you find out if you talk to these folks is that the dual aperture, where you're centering a circle in a circle, is a lot more accurate and a lot faster, because
Makes sense.
Our brains, for whatever reason, if you try to ask a brain to circle, try to ask your brain to center the tip of a line inside of a circle, that's not as fast as just another circle inside the circle. And then the other thing is, apertures are actually optical devices. See, cameras, they bend light, and when you have a front aperture, it's really easy to see when you're aligned, because if that target is in the middle of the aperture, it'll be brighter. If you're a little off the side, the edges of the aperture dim. And these are all techniques that, again, like the Olympic shooters, biathlon shooters, they all use these types of techniques. And it's kind of surprising to us that you've never seen this in a foldable backup iron sight form factor. It just makes a lot of sense. Unlike a red dot sight, it doesn't cover up your target. And when we give these people of all skill levels, they can do some really great things with them. So we started out, we built this sight. We did some other things. We're windage adjustable on the front sight in addition to elevation. We've got a neat elevation adjustment. Of course, people won't be able to see this, but I'll show you guys. You kind of press down the housing and you just twist the pin with your fingers.
Oh, that's easy. So that's the front post side.
Yeah.
He's just manipulating it with his fingers instead of having a tool.
Yeah, toolless adjustment. And then we're windage adjustable on the front sight, which means you use all the zeroing happens up front. You've got windage on the rear, but of course they expect you to zero with that windage and apply windage with it. You get confused as to where you are. You use up a lot of your travel on some of these rails. Are not exactly straight. So getting everything zeroed up on the front sight made a lot of sense to us too, and to our knowledge, we're the only ones doing that. So we built these great sights, in our opinion, great sights, and we started looking at the guns that were going on, and we realized really quickly through some experiments we did that the rails weren't really an ideal place to mount a sight. There's a lot of deflection on those. The military actually has a new spec out right now. They know this is a problem, and so they're trying to get their vendors to supply rail systems with less deflection. And so we kind of look back and for years upon years, you put the sight on the barrel, because that's where the barrel's pointed. Is you want your sight to point where the barrel's pointed, and when you put it on a rail, these rails these days are literally not intended to move the barrel. They're free float handguards. They're not supposed to move with it. So basically, we realized if we're going to build these great sights, we want them mounted on the barrel. And so we started looking how to do this. You'll see guys like Patrick Kelly. Those guys, they'll use they'll use a barrel clamp out there on the end, but then you're restricting yourself to like a .750 barrel profile. Something that's the same the diameter of the gas block.
Have you ever gotten that to him?
Yeah, I have talked to him. We're working on shipping stuff out now. We've only been shipping product for 3 weeks.
Okay.
So we just got going here.
As a company?
As a company,
okay,
yeah.
so you guys are brand new.
Brand spanking new. We just got into Brownells. Brownells put us up 3 weeks ago, and Midway we started last week.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Huge.
Yeah, it was 3 years of development for this stuff. So it's kind of wild when you start out with prototypes and in a small shop and you get to the point where it's like, wow, now my stuff's on the front page of Brownells. That's really
Christine can relate to that.
That's awesome. I remember one of our favorite memories is starting small and orders all over our house, and we just had to eat on the kitchen floor with my 2 boys. It's exciting. That's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a lot of fun.
So how many people in the company?
We're very small, handful of people right now.
Yes, Tony Stark, Captain America is in there.
Yeah.
The
Thor.
Hulk? Is that no?
Yeah, we don't let him put stuff together.
Bruce Banner.
Yes, we're small in terms of what we have in house now. Everything though is made in the USA. We assemble everything in house. We do all quality in house. We inspect, we're basically using job shops out there, qualified job shops. It's hard to find a good one in terms of guys that can machine stuff very accurately. These sights are, people think of an iron sight as, okay, that's been around forever, but there's a lot of tight tolerances and small parts involved in this. A lot of our stuff runs on Swiss machines, 5-axis CNC, and so... but we do all final assembly in-house, packaging in-house.
What are our price points on these?
So the sights, a set of sights is going to cost you around $250 together, $275. And then when you're looking at the total package, which includes a muzzle brake for the best stuff, you're looking around $350, $360.
Around $350, $360. Yeah, I mean, this is high quality stuff here, guys, too.
Yeah, and that's, we get a lot of comments about price, like, what? Like I can go on Amazon and I can buy a set of sights for $20. Well, that's not the same thing.
No, this is a different level of precision and shooting here that you're getting into.
Yeah, and
if you want to be good, then you want to buy the good stuff, and this is the good stuff right here.
Yeah, the brakes are something that took a long time to develop. As I was saying, we realized we need to get the sight on the barrel. We really quickly got from clamps don't work to let's integrate the mount into the muzzle brake. And so all of our muzzle brakes are compatible with what we call Dynamount, which is our accessory mounting system. Anything you want to put on the end of a barrel that needs to be on the barrel, you can use that. It's got indexing pins. You can actually set these up as offset sights too, 45.
Oh, cool.
But the brakes, we've got 3 models there. We have a linear comp. It's kind of our low-cost option for people that want to get the sight on the barrel. It runs about $50. And then we've got Mercury, which is a smaller size with 90-degree ports. So, the highest performing brakes these days, the ports, they point backwards a little bit. And that's not quite as polite to the rest of the line.
Yeah.
And so Mercury is kind of an in-between. It's got great recoil performance, but the ports are at 90 degrees, and it's a little smaller of a brake. Somebody just wants a lightweight option. And then what you're holding there in your hand is our flagship brake called Apollo.
The Apollo. I see a theme here.
Yeah, and we've got some exciting
astronaut ships.
Yeah, we're going to release the test numbers on the Apollo here in a couple weeks, but there's a big brake test out there. You've probably seen the Truth About Guns test, and so we've run Apollo against the winners of that test. And like I said, I don't want to steal our own thunder, but we've got some really good news on that front. So
very good.
Took a lot of testing, a lot of prototypes.
Well, to make it good, you got to test.
Got to get it right.
Yeah. Now, Mike, do you want to pick his brain about the process?
I'm starting to learn about CNC machines and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a whole other universe.
Yeah.
And a whole other ecosystem of vendors. It's machine shops, they really run the gamut. The best ones, though, the guys running them started out as machinists. That's one thing I've learned.
Do you have an engineering background?
I do. I
That's
do have an
I
engineering.
figured that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's Tony Stark.
It's a good start.
MIT.
Yeah.
Trying to be like a kid from Jersey that doesn't know anything about.
We've
Like,
got
it's
those
horrible.
guys around too. They didn't teach me about anything about machining in engineering school hardly, though. It's like, you learn a lot of theory, but when it comes to the practical stuff, and we've hired engineers out of school, and they have a rough time. Like once you hit industry, because you're not necessarily really well prepared with the school side. You learn the math, and you can learn, a lot of the theoretical stuff. But when it comes down to, hey, how do I get this vendor to ship my stuff on time? They don't teach you that in school.
Right.
Definitely not engineering school. So it's a challenge. So you're working with some CNC shops?
Well, I'm building my own gun with Rob Pincus, the Avidity Arms gun, and I'm just, I'm
He's just comparing his experience with other people's experience.
Yeah.
It's just years.
So when he does it again,
Yeah. No, it fascinates me. Like even your story, like just like you said, just making something, that has to be machined eventually, or with angles and
design for manufacturing.
Yeah.
That's what you got to Google.
Yeah.
Well, these are cool. These are really good sights, man. I mean, you can just tell that these are high quality. And I've got to try the circle on circle. I've never tried that before. I just got a new eye, so yeah,
Nice.
So I haven't taken it out for a test drive yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are cool. So the website where people can go and
ultradyneusa.com.
Okay.
And then we do have a little kind of underground promotion going right now. If someone wants to buy our stuff from Brownells or Midway, and they send us email at info@ultradyneusa.com, just forward us your receipt, and we will send you free extra apertures, because we make different size apertures. You can pick the one you want.
Nice.
And we'll send it along for you.
Very cool.
And since we're on radio, I want to do one, like we have a sound effect.
Oh,
You can
okay.
use. So we spent, I need the payoff, because the click of these sites, you can hear that, right?
Yeah.
The click.
Yeah.
We spent the better part of a week getting that click right. And so since we're on radio, I can just,
Boom.
we can hear it right there.
That's right. So that could be your advertisement.
Yeah, right
When
there.
people hear that, boom, they know they're going to be talking about the
Yeah.
Ultradynes.
Yep.
That's cool. So we do specials for our listeners from time to time. I know you're running an NRA special, but like I said, this probably won't be released until 2-3 weeks after. Just depends on how many we do and
Sure.
what. Like SHOT Show, I'm still releasing shows, interviews from SHOT Show.
Are you
Wow.
really? Wow.
Yeah, so we did so many.
Wow.
But if you guys were inclined, if you wanted to do like a discount for our listeners,
If I just
they
get
would
your
love
card,
that. They
we'll
would
stay in
love that.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, like right now, when they hear this.
Oh, right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
well,
could
we've
use
got
that
our
email
deal.
address and
Yeah.
say we're a leadhead, and then you could hook them up with
Yeah.
something.
Well, we'll give them 2 free apertures. How
There
about
you
that?
go.
We'll give
So
'em
go
2
to
free
Brownells.
Yep, and if you forward us your invoice,
Yep.
we'll send you 2.
There, if you're a leadheads only. So only people listening to the podcast right now get the 2 apertures.
Okay, if you want to type in on the checkout, leadhead, all caps, one word, then you can have 20% off your purchase, your entire order.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's
Absolutely.
great. How'd you know it was a leadhead? Did Tia tell you?
You said it.
Okay, yeah. That's the one we use with everybody's leadhead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, across the board. So
I just
that's
try
perfect.
and pick something that has to do with
With
who
the-
you are.
with who
so,
we are, yeah.
who you're affiliated with. Then I know it's your listeners that are purchasing,
Exactly.
so I know where to send the thank you card.
Exactly. Yeah. Very cool, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. 2 great products. You got the SnagMags. You got the Ultra. Do these have names for your sights? And
Yeah, so that's the C4 site.
The C4 sight, and then the Apollo muzzle brake,
Yep.
the Mercury,
And Athena.
and Athena. Was there a spaceship called Athena?
These are all from the space
So you're
program.
just-
These
okay.
are all names from the space program.
Okay. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Did you want to be an astronaut when you grew up?
I certainly did.
I did too.
Awesome.
I did too. That
Me
was.
too. I wanted to go to space camp when I was younger.
I still do. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
still.
like,
do.
I'd go in a minute.
I got my degree in aerospace.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I did. Started off with Pro Pilot, and then I went to admin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but that was my ultimate goal. Is I wanted to, like Lockheed Martin or something like
Yeah,
that. But you
yeah.
know how life goes.
Yeah, when I was in second.
I'm doing a podcast now. What?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with Mike Sodini and Eagle Imports. Talking guns.
When you were in second grade?
Oh, when I was in second grade, I talked to an astronaut, and it was like over from there. You know,
Yeah.
it's just you're so.
Which one did you talk to?
So his name was Jerry Ross, and he's actually at one point he had the record for the number of flights on the shuttle. I think he was like 7 or something like this. But he was a construction guy. They're building stuff in space. That was his specialty.
Very cool.
Nice guy.
I used to work for a company, and the owner, his daughter, is Ray Seddon, which Ray has been on the space shuttle.
Yeah, neat.
She's a teacher, I think, at Vanderbilt right now.
Yeah. Have you been down to Houston, down there to the Space Center?
I haven't been to Houston, no. I've been to Florida. I've been to
They have a really
Cocoa Beach.
cool setup down there.
That's on my bucket list. I want to get down there and do that.
You can see historic mission control. They're remodeling it, actually, and you can see where they had the Apollo missions where they sent man to the moon.
Oh, cool.
And when we were there, they had some of the mission controllers there. You can talk to those old guys. And they're just normal guys.
Yeah.
It's like they're
dudes.
heroes, but you just talk to them, they're like, hey, let me show you the fish I caught last week. So.
Very cool. All right, guys, we're going to be back with more from the 2018 NRA annual meeting here in Dallas, and it'll be a surprise. I don't know who we got up next.
Could be anybody.
Whoever Mike finds.
A bunch of people here now.
All right, we'll be back.
Thank you.
All the time.
Next time
I live in Vegas.
It's Stone Skip. I'm in Vegas a lot.
Yeah.
Come on next time here, let me know.
Okay.
We'll go.
If you don't want to mess up your hair,
Fucking hysterical.
Oh no, I don't fuck about my hair.
I mean, you got it perfect right now. It looks good.
That was like this. Wake up and throw some stuff in. Right? It's an easy day. Dallas is nice.
Dallas is. It's not raining.
I don't mind the rain.
You know,
it's nice. Look,
it keeps
I live
it cool.
in Phoenix. It's the same thing in Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so dry there. It's nice to actually have a little break.
Yeah, it's humid here, though. Yeah.
That's the one issue. So we have that humid, and you talk about, so we have that monsoon season. Everyone's like, oh, Arizona is such dry heat.
Right.
Yeah, until you hit July and August, and it's 80-some% humidity at 110. 150.
And the roads become like ice because the rain, and people don't know how to drive. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Worst drivers on the planet.
Because all the dust, the rain hits that's like
there's
slippery.
so much water because of runoff. Because usually when it rains, it's like a torrential downpour. So it's just such a rush of water that everything floods out.
Right.
People, it's like they're driving on ice. They have no idea what they're like. I'm like, you live in Minnesota the whole year. How can you not drive?
That's a
on
typical
this?
Tennessee driver any day right there.
Oh, they're terrible there.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Oh.
All right, guys, we are back at the 2018 NRA in Dallas, the annual meetings and conventions, and it's the 147th, no less. And this is still day one. We're just getting started, waiting on the Prez and the Vice Prez, the Veep, to show up. They'll be rolling in any time now. Got my wingman, Mike Sodini, here with me.
How's it going?
I'm just looking at that watch you got there, man.
That's a Nixon.
That's a Nixon.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that. Is that like a big name, big brand name?
It's a surfer
I mean,
watch.
we only
I'm
do
a surfer.
We only do Smith and Bradley or Defy here at Talking Lead because they are the official wristwear of Left Hand of Talking Lead.
I wish I knew a guy that could give me one of those.
I wish. It just so happens we're giving away some watches here this week at the NRA. So if you're a lead head, make sure you come by and you might walk away with a nice watch. Not a Nixon, though. Is that what it's called, a Nixon? I don't know.
I don't know what you're doing here. I feel like are you busting my balls? Or you like that?
No, I do
It's a
like
shameless
that.
plug for Nixon watches. Are you kidding me? It's a
Well,
great
I'm
plug.
giving a plug for Nixon too, but no,
They
it's
look-
a pretty blue.
These
I like
watches look great when you're holding your Bursa, Graham Power,
Power.
Mac, Llama. I mean, any of the
it.
Eagle
Or maybe that
Imports brand.
Pantera that, if you ever got a Pantera, it would look really good with that watch.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's
you know.
a Pantera sitting in there. It's a nice one.
I know.
Smooth.
I mean, they've got one for display, but I just somehow I can't get one in my possession. You know, I don't know what
Once
it is.
again, go to iTunes. Full catalog's up there.
It's
Get your
all-
Pantera.
It's all right there.
Just take that one out of the case. It's yours. It was
Just
a
walk
gift.
away. It's
Yeah.
safe. Yeah.
Griffin said he could have it. No problem.
Yeah, don't. That's a sore subject with him. Do not. Yeah.
He was,
So-
he was just looking in the case. He goes, check out my Pantera. I'm like, wow, that's nice. It's smooth.
It is. They are really smooth. So joining Sodini and I, we've got Jay Gradina. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Gradina?
Gurdina.
Gurdina. Not Gura, it's Gur.
Gurdina. as
It's
in great.
Grdina.
Correct. I couldn't afford the vowel.
So get a little closer to the mic. Don't be afraid. It's not real. It's not a real big black thing. You'll be okay.
It's a little early in the morning.
It won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. So Jay is with Ammo Incorporated,
Yes,
Ammo
sir.
Inc., and you guys are unleashing some new stuff here at NRA this week.
So, I mean, we usually, everyone's really excited about our Streak product. And Streak we call visual ammunition. So we try to start a new category called visual ammunition, very similar to Tracer ammunition. Tracer is great. It's fun because you can see it. The problem with it is it's an incendiary, meaning it's on fire, and it catches everything on fire. Indoor ranges, pretty much banned. Most of the states, I live in Arizona, definitely banned in Arizona because it's like tinder, it catches everything on fire.
Burn
and
the
the
whole
other
state
issue with
down,
it is, even though you can see where you're shooting, it gives up your point of origin as well. So for military, it's great because they can track where their shots are going, but the flip is
They can see where it's coming from.
absolutely it gives up their point of origin. Our product isn't an incendiary. So it's not on fire, doesn't generate any heat, doesn't need heat to actually generate the glow. Actually, the illumination comes from the detonation of the round. The light that's emitted actually charges the glow, the phosphor material, and you can see it for the whole entire path of its trajectory. Pretty amazing.
Cool.
As well as you can only see it from behind.
Huh.
So it doesn't give up your point of origin. Doesn't touch your barrel. It's bio-friendly, non-hazardous, completely safe and non-effective on your weapon, so it doesn't gum it up. No wear or tear. Completely.
This is like a
normal.
phosphorus type material?
So it's a phosphor material that's applied with an epoxy on the back of the projectile. It's pretty amazing. So
I'm-
we
yeah.
launch it. We launch it right now. We
Let's
call
go shoot
Streak.
this shit right
And you know
go
what?
shoot
It's
it
different.
now.
It's great because
should
now
be
you can
legal
actually
here.
see where you're shooting. And everyone goes out with a couple people when they're shooting. They go target shooting,
Yeah,
sport
yeah.
shoot, whatever it is. And usually you're not engaged. When one person's shooting, look, I'm old. I can't see 50 yards, 70 meters down the range. So you're back and forth. Now you can see what the person's shooting, or in my case, what I'm missing.
Now, does this work daytime? You can.
No, so daytime is a little
Low light.
difficult. So we indoor range, phenomenal indoor. Nighttime, literally, it's when you shoot it out of a gun, it looks like a plasma stream. We call it Star Wars. Everyone goes pew pew pew. You can pull up some of the stuff on YouTube under Streak, and you'll see stuff. It's unreal.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, today is May 4th, so may the 4th be with you, everybody.
May the 4th.
The 4th is strong with this one.
You think one day they'll
Were
actually
you just
launch-
doing a Yoda?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
it. You got to do
May the 4th be with you.
It's perfect.
How did you get involved in the industry?
So that's a good question. So there's three of us who actually founded Ammo Inc. And we're business guys. We saw an opportunity. There was a company that was having some financial issues. They had a manufacturing facility in Payson, Arizona. Made great product, great IP, great technology behind the product. Have one of the top 5 test labs in the country, inclusive of the manufacturing facility. We came in a position. We sat down with the bank. We bought the position out, foreclosed on the assets, and then kind of went to town. The first thing we did was Jesse James. We did a Jesse James line of ammunition, Jesse James Black, which I'm sure everyone's seen, which is great. Originally it was like, we're going to make this persona of Jesse. It's going to be this black ammo that's really cool. And then we also found out, because we put the TPD code on it, it actually had enhancements for performance. Super easy on your gun because it was so slick, less drag coefficient. So everything kind of worked out for us. We launched 2 different lines with Jesse. And then we started our ops line, our One Precise Shot, which is our frangible line. Launched that out. Phenomenal product. Stealth for suppressor. So our subsonic rounds. And then we launched Streak in December, and Streak just kind of launched our company.
And that's the phosphorus.
Yeah, that's
Streak.
a visual ammunition. And Streak really took off. And now we're taking Streak and we're applying to all our different product lines. So at this show, we're launching Night Ops, which is our frangible line with Streak technology on the back of it.
Frangible
Ammunition. So now you can
Tracer.
see. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I
now-
was going to say incendiary. It's not incendiary. It's non-incendiary.
non-incendiary. So it's
Yeah,
great
traceable.
because
Yeah.
you look at military and law enforcement, they can only train indoors with a frangible, right?
Yeah.
So now for training purposes, our Streak product works better than anything. You can literally sit off someone's shoulder and see exactly
So
what
how
they're
do you
shooting.
talk? So if I take this to my range, how do I convince them that this is non-incendiary? It's not going to burn the range of them. They'll let me shoot it there.
They won't take your word for it?
Probably not. No.
So
knowing my guys.
usually one of the easiest things, just like I said, you go on YouTube, there's so many organic videos of people shooting out there, as well as on the box clearly states it's not an incendiary round, doesn't generate any heat, blah, blah, blah. We have literally videos of a butane torch on the back of it, hitting the back of the projectile. The lead will actually melt out, and you won't even see our epoxy score. So very, very safe.
And what calibers are you doing this in right now?
9, 40, 45, 10, 357, 38, 44 Magnum right now.
Okay. Are you going to be doing rifle?
We're doing the rifles as well. So we'll launch, you'll see it come out at 300, 308. Usually, when you get in like the 223, 556, it's moving at 3,000 feet per second.
Yeah.
Your eye can only visually see at about 1,100 feet per second, 1,400 kind of at the max, depending on your eyes. So slowing it down isn't really effective, but through night vision is something we work with the military on right now. So Florida devices at night vision, you can see our product. They're seeing it, 500 to 700 meters out with night vision.
And do you have colors?
So we launched it in red right now. We also have green in development, and then we have an orange as well. So first thing we do, get out in the market, get everyone comfortable with the red. And we like having multiple colors because when you load your magazine, if you load your first 2 rounds in red and the other one's in green or vice versa, you know that when you're shooting, all of a sudden you see that opposite color that you only have another round in your mag and it's time to change.
Yeah.
Can you, is it possible to do like an infrared?
So infrared, yes. So you can do it. I mean, you can pulse, but it's not much. There's not a lot of heat generated from it.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. So you're just going to see the traditional what you'd see coming out of a projectile, and that's one of our biggest things. Because we never wanted to generate heat because then you start getting that incinerate aspect of it.
Right. I was just thinking for the military use and the goggles and everything that they have.
So we work directly with the military right now, and they're pulling out, here's the goggles we want to manufacture this with to coincide, and we've been really successful with it.
Cool.
So how do you get what? All right, you make this great ammo, and then how do you get it to the market? Like, what are your channels?
I have unicorns.
Unicorns and leprechauns.
Do unicorns build guns? Because
So,
the leprechauns.
So we distribute through all the regular retail channels. Where you'll see us going in Bass Pro and Cabela's right now. We're just launching through there. We're in Dunham's, Dick's, pretty much all the Sportsman's Warehouse,
You said
Sportsman's
Dick's.
guys, and you'll see us online as well.
You just said Dick's.
USA. So we have 4 different rep groups that handle the girth and breadth of the country to distribute everything.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we have an own internal force as well.
Okay. Cool.
So Dick's is carrying ammo still? Not guns, just ammo. Huh?
Just the ammo.
Is that what it is?
And I was looking at everyone's like the biggest question. When we
I'm
sit
not a
down
Dick's
with
fan.
people-
I'm sorry. I'm just.
Yeah, Griffin.
But I'm glad
Griffin's
they're
a big Dick
carrying.
fan.
I'm glad they're carrying your product though. I mean,
Griffin, you like Dick?
Griffin loves Dick's. I mean, he's a big proponent.
he's a Dick proponent of Dick's.
He's a huge supporter.
This show just took a fucking hard left.
He's very hands-on. He's very hands-on with his clients.
This is more along the lines of what the leadheads are used to hearing right here. Now they're back on track.
This just took a turn for the worse.
This is the show we're used to here.
Welcome to NRA 147. There's no hold bar show.
Yeah,
right?
so we're like, fuck it.
So ammo-inc.com.
Yes, sir.
AMMO, the little hyphen, inc.com is where they can go and check out your products. And then, of course, you've got all those retailers that you said where you guys can go and get the products there. Rifle line coming out soon.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait for that. Make sure I get on the T&E list.
Mr. Dix will handle that.
For that, Mr. Dick proponent over there. He's like, you assholes.
Griffin, you're never going to live this one down. I'm just letting you know that.
So this is the first time you've been on the Talking Lead podcast. We've got a line of questioning that we hit our new guys with. We call it the new guy questions.
Oh, geez.
So
This is going to be fun.
This will be a tough one.
This will be good. This will be good. And we've come up with some new ones. Mike and I have for NRA as well.
Griff Lifeline's here.
What's your earliest recollection of being involved with firearms?
My earnest recollection?
Yeah.
Like first?
Yeah, first exposure to firearms.
So I started when I was 10 years old. I got a 22 Magnum rifle and a 410 shotgun.
We got 2. Look at you
like
go,
that.
man.
My dad thought it was cool. I was on a ranch. We had a ranch in Kentucky.
Okay.
So you're from Kentucky?
You're
Makes
from
sense.
Very unchaperoned.
Yeah.
Makes
Dad was like,
sense.
here's your gun. Go have fun. I'm like, really?
He's like,
cool.
For real, dads? For reals?
So there was no such thing as like ear protection or eye protection. It was unheard of.
It didn't exist.
I'm 50 years old. Back then it was like, go have fun, son. You know?
Right. Don't shoot your eye out.
It was pretty
Aim
much
it away from the house.
It was a bolt action 22 Magnum and a single shot 410, and that was pretty much a staple, I think, for every kid.
Very
when
nice.
he
Do you
started.
still have those?
Actually, I do.
Nice.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
And I have my dad passed away, so I have all his 30
Do you have
6.
children?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you...
So I just started
With them?
So
Okay.
my kids are a little aggressive, so I need to do a little more training with them. I have a 4 and an 8 year
more
old.
hands-on
Yeah, a
with
little
them.
more hands-on. So I have a
Yeah.
4 and an 8 year old. So they have a massive, very extensive collection of Nerf guns right now.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you've actually seen. If you guys have kids and you see what these Nerf guns are like. They have this one that's called Arrival that holds 45 rounds, and it's literally just sit there like this and go, and it will leave welts. I'm like, that's really not safe. So they got
I just assumed that was another NFA item now. That Nerf,
pretty close. You know, it's funny. So my kid, he goes to a private school, and I had a parent-teacher conference the other day, and she's like, you know, can Jaden stop talking about guns so often? It was right after everything just happened. Like, can Jaden stop talking about guns as often in class with all the kids? I'm like, I go, yeah, that's great. I go, but my son loves history and reading books.
Free
So
speech, come on.
He can tell you every gun they used in every war and why they used it, even back to like the muskets. It took them 6 seconds. Here's the fastest guy could load in a minute, and this and that. He knew everything about it.
He knows all.
Yeah, he's 8 years old.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
So I give him all the magazines.
We should have him on the show.
Absolutely.
He could teach
would
us
love
something.
it. Oh my gosh.
Let's
He'd be
do
like,
that. Let's plan on having him on the
It's got
show.
an AK-47. You got to see it.
Isn't it fun? Like, 'cause I have 2 daughters. I have a 10 and a 12-year-old, and I think I'm like known as like the merchant of death. You know, like it's like a weird thing. Like, you know, what do you do for
The merchant of death.
Yeah, it's like I import guns, and
The Lord
you see
of
the
War.
look on their face, and they're like, legally? Yeah, no.
So it goes with the import and then guns. So
Yeah.
both of them kind of like.
Was that Nicolas
he's
Cage
Russian.
movie about you? Was that you? That he was,
Fuck it, yes.
Is that?
Yes. My life's just a little less sexy than he was in that movie, but yeah.
I mean, he could. There's no way that he could portray the sexiness that is Mike Sodini. Isn't he?
This is actually
nobody
true.
in Hollywood can do that.
This is a true story, though.
Brad Pitt, possibly, but not the dark look. He doesn't have that same look.
Yeah.
No, but like seriously, when that movie came out, it helped because that was the first question. Like Nicolas Cage in Lord of War, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of a little boring.
It's not the same
boring,
as
but-
that.
No, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't like legally, you know, like it. I like that default to like Nicolas Cage and
Nicolas
Lord of War.
Cage,
you know,
Lord of
like-
War. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, just like that.
What's your life like? Have you seen the movie John Wick?
Love it.
That's a perception. Of everyone.
Love that
Yeah.
movie.
Merchant of Death. You guys are bad guys. No, we're not.
So the president's going to be here, and vice president's going to be here. If you could be president for a day, what would your first presidential act be?
That'd be a tough one. You never, because I might be running, so this might be used against me at some point.
Ooh.
I don't know. I
Give
should
us
run. I couldn't qualify in any scape. There isn't one faceter category I could qualify as president, and you're denied.
Yeah. Well, you know,
What would you do if you came off your first day?
I have no idea. I mean, he keeps asking that question, and I should have an answer, but I have no idea.
That's a tough one because there's so many different things. But I look at it. I try to go like that broad spectrum. If you do this, what's a ripple effect? You know, how do you actually get it pushed through?
Right.
It's very difficult because the political process isn't easy, as we can see. You know, everyone's got great ideas, but they get stymied, right? And it becomes a political process where everyone just postures for their party and they don't posture.
Well,
for
and
what
nobody
the idea.
listens anymore.
No, they
You know
don't
what I
care.
mean? Like-
They just don't care. So what would I do?
Get rid of the media?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
We have to go after the First Amendment.
Yeah, there's just that thing called the First Amendment in there.
You got
That
to
pesky
tread on
thing.
someone's toes.
I wouldn't even want. I mean,
You know what? I think I'd make one thing. For me, I mean, I have a real big issue. Like, if we're going to war, you either go to war or you don't. Right? It's like, look, if you guys are fucking with us or you guys have an issue, it's just, it's full on, there's a switch. It's on or it's off. So I think I'd make a decree like, this is it. You guys fuck with us, you're gone. And that's
There
it.
you go.
There's my first day.
There's
Watch the
first
world
day.
trade. And you know what's
and
funny?
now you've alienated.
It doesn't even matter.
It's okay.
It doesn't even matter. You're
It's
done.
okay. You got to try it.
Here's
Just
the
try
line.
something
We've
new,
drawn the
right?
line. You cross it, you're fucked.
I don't.
And I don't mean like an Obama fucked where, we're going to change the line here. We'll
Right.
change it again. We're
Move it.
redrawing that line back a little further.
It's not as thick as it was.
it's okay.
We've thinned it out a little bit.
Because I think that's one of the issues. You know, everyone always looks at us, we're the bullies and the police in the world, right? And when we have a weak president, everyone does whatever they want in this world.
Right.
So I think enforcing what we believe in our policies, and if we set a line, stick to it. I think that's an important facet.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Man, that was a serious answer. I like that. So what's you got a question?
Fucking, if you were a plant, what plant would you be and why? I don't know.
That's the one we talked about, right?
Definitely not a sunflower.
We talked about it the other
was the
night.
other question?
Remember? I can't remember what it was.
This is what happens when
I
we
was hoping
drink.
you would remember.
We drink
it.
and we come up with great questions.
If I was a plant, would I be?
Okay.
It depends, because how long of a life cycle do you want, and how do you want to be chopped up? So I go, for me, I'd like to be
Or
like
eaten. Yeah.
marijuana, right? Why? Because there's medicinal use. I have a good effect on other people. People are happy when they see me. But the issue is your life expectancy is fucking short. You're getting murdered and juiced. Your freaking flowers are getting cut, and your rest of your
Turn
body's
into
getting
clothes.
juiced.
You could be a pair of shoes. I mean, you never know.
See,
You just never know.
but I'm not talking hemp kind.
You're not
And
just
so
the
your
good kind.
body's getting juiced.
You're just getting juiced.
Your flowers are going in for someone to smoke, and then your body's getting juiced.
Here, this is a real question. I'm curious. How do you like this industry?
Love it. I think it's a great industry. I mean, it reminds me a lot of the other industry I was in different. It's a very small industry with a big footprint, right? There's maybe 10 or 15 major players in this industry, and there's a lot of the small guys that are the Me Too products and stuff. And I think it's great. It's that shake the hand and let's go to business.
Right.
And for me, from a business perspective, I really like it because from the outside looking in, I'm a marketing guy, right? I have to build brands, and this is what I do, and kind of our company. We approach it very differently. So if you go into like Bass Pro, you'll see our end caps that are going in, or at Sportsman's Warehouse, our end caps. It's a tri-fold end cap with 24-inch video monitor, but we address it and we do POP, POS. We take, if you look at our packaging, there's nothing like it in the industry, right? We just approach it with a different thing. So for us, it's not what we call like shooting fish in a barrel, but it gives us a competitive advantage because we come from different, very saturated categories where you really had to be competitive in your packaging and your marketing, right? And how you aggressively went into the retail market or online. And I'm an online guy. So, I mean, I look at, brick and mortars are going to, have a hard time coming in 18 to 24 months. And I look at the online.
Photo op. Yep.
Hey, what's going on? Hi, how are you? So I see a lot of transition happening in the industry, and I think a lot of transition for the better. But I think it's good. I mean, like this show, our first NRA show was last year in Atlanta, and it was interesting. It was fun. This show is going to be crazy. This is the biggest convention in Dallas that they've had. I was just looking through the stats.
Oh,
Every
really?
single hotel sold out.
I think they're expecting like 80,000 or something like that. It's
I was
probably
here,
going to be a lot more than that.
I was here for the DSC back in December, the Dallas Safari Club, and that was really interesting because it's a very different clientele. And you see the diversity in this industry. Like SHOT Show is like, like SHOT Show is just adrenaline.
Different than this, yeah.
Right? It's a completely different element.
If I was president, I would ban SHOT Show from being in Las Vegas.
Yeah, is that
I got one for you.
I couldn't believe it was going to be there this year after all that stuff happened. Like, they're definitely going to move that shit.
I just hate it. I hate having a show like that.
Well, I heard that they had asked the NRA not to come.
To here?
To here, yeah.
Really? The mayor was.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Fuck Dallas. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they obviously they didn't do it. So I mean, we're here.
and,
so.
and it's the biggest convention they have. And it's funny. Like I said,
it's like how can you turn down millions of dollars of tourist revenue?
And it's the whole point is all about revenue. So you look at what it does for the local economy here, and the local economy goes like this. Look at every hotel is slammed right now. Every restaurant's booked.
Restaurant,
right? Everything. And collaterally, what happens? People go out and they proliferate. They're going to buy this. Look at Uber. I mean, Uber and like taxi
Lyft,
are killing it right now. Uber and Lyft are
We're
killing
doing
it.
like 4 Ubers a day or more.
Well, you said something interesting, like that I wish people understood, because the knock on like you said, so much diversity, which is interesting because most people don't have that perception.
It's really a lot of diversity. I mean, like I was saying, like the Safari Club is such a different crowd. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is. You walk in and it's people going on safaris are spending 100, 500 grand.
Right.
You go on a safari.
You've got a different crowd there.
Completely. And you look
at this, you have everybody.
You look exactly, and the SHOT shows everyone. This is a mold, but if you look at safari, you look at the type of guns and everything that they're pitching. You're picking up $100,000-$200,000 rifle, right? Unbelievable, but it's just a different vibe. Like the NRA is great because I love seeing like the kids come through and everything from the 7-year-old with the pin coat, or your pin coat bingo, the pin and patch coat, right down to the little kids, and it's really like. It's good family. Like when you asked me about my first experience, it was my dad giving me my guns, and I still have them.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how it's supposed to be, and it's something that's a bonding thing. It's not like we're gonna go out and kill something. No, it's like it's a bonding experience.
Yeah.
With your sons or your daughters, whoever it is, it's that type of bonding.
I mean, you got all walks of life right here in this one area, this one city in Dallas for this one purpose. But you've got blacks and whites and Asians and males and females and kids and
I haven't seen an Asian.
Octogenarians and
but it's true, and it's like it's and
military,
nice.
Law enforcement,
and respectful
civilians,
people.
Respectful, yeah.
I mean,
everybody,
nice and respectful,
always,
man. This
always.
is the safest place to hang out.
It's great.
I mean, really, it is.
It is.
Everyone's respectful of each
Well, it's
other.
the nicest place too.
It's cool. That's one of the things.
Unless you go out to the protesters, I don't know if they're out there in the rain or not.
You know what's funny about okay, so my very first, I grew up Jersey city kid, like not really around guns, you know, because you just didn't have access to them. My very first NRA show, it was in Philly, and I was walking to the booth, and there was protesters out there, and one of them had a sign with a deer that was slaughtered, like like slaughtered, like a bear got to it or something. But
yeah.
you know, and I wasn't even thinking, and I there's only 10 of them. I stopped, and I'm like, that's a shame. And the fucking guy's face, he was looking at me, and I realized, like, oh shit, he's looking at my badge.
Eagle imports. Yeah, we actually bring in eagles. we import eagles to shoot and eat.
To hunt.
I just remember because I was just like, his mind's blown right now because I didn't know. I was just gonna be nice to somebody. Like,
you were trying to be.
First of all, I look at these guys. I go, don't you have something better to do in your life? Go home and play with your kids.
It's their mission.
Do something. Go online and shop on Amazon. Why are you fucking standing out in the rain with a fucking sign? Go home, loser.
Yeah.
I mean, slaughtered deer over your shoulder. Yeah.
And half the people have no idea where they just go out there to feel like they're part of some movement and a protest, and they don't even know what they're protesting.
Well, now's today's environment, these people are hired too.
Yeah,
they're hired to come out, and that's the majority of them that come out.
Why don't they
the
just sit there
Bloombergs of the world are hiring these people to go out and stir shit?
Absolutely, they should be on the sign corner, just spinning signs on the corner, dancing to music. There's your new game.
Guns are the only, like. You know why I don't talk to brain surgeons about brain surgery? Because I fucking don't know anything about it. But it's funny how everybody has an opinion about guns. You know, like they will tell you something factual, and you're like, no, that's not how that works. Did you do any research? Like, did you Google it?
No, they hear it from someone else.
Yeah,
and I always tell people, like, when I sit in meetings, like, because obviously we're a public company, right? Our training symbol's POWW, POW, just in case you guys want to know.
There you go.
So we sit down in Wall Street, and it's a passion play. And we tell everyone, this industry is a passion play. Either you're super passionate for it or you're passionate against it. There's none of that in between, well, I thought about gun, this and that. It's either they love it or they hate it. Mm-hmm. And you'd be surprised when we sit down and we're talking New York, Wall Street, everyone. 90% of them are passion for it. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah. I went to the range once. I shot like 400 rounds. My finger was blistering. And you listen to these guys like, oh, where's my wife? Don't tell her. It's like it's that guy talk, like that adrenaline. They love it. And then we're starting to find out now that more and more females have a passion for it, and that's what's really cool to see. And that's what we talk about Streak, because now as a couple, you can go out and see where you're shooting. You can help your wife. Too much finger, too little.
It's a bonding experience now. It's a whole nother bonding experience, not only with the wife, but with the kids as well.
Absolutely,
the whole family.
It really is, and it's sports shooting. It's not just hunting. It's everything, right? And there's nothing people hunting, like trophy hunting. Listen, whatever your passion is, if you look at Jeff Rand. So we do a safari line, an American hunting line for Jeff Rand. I don't know if you're Jeff Rand. So I should have him on the show.
Yeah.
He's probably the
Get him on here.
He's the biggest.
Ever been on.
He's the most famous big game hunter in the world. He owns 777 Ranch in Hondo here, and then he has 5 ranches in Africa. I mean, he is the guy when it comes to that. And I originally talked down. I sat down with him. I go, so what do you think about this? He goes, you have to understand that we're the biggest animal conservationists in the world, right? He goes,
absolutely.
And if in Africa, he said, if it wasn't a tag, those animals would be wiped out in 3 seconds. He goes, because not even poachers, because they're varmints.
Right.
He goes, so they don't like, they're predators. They kill what their livestock is. Mm-hmm. He goes, and they'll eat them. He goes, so they'll be wiped out in 3 seconds. If it's not a monetary factor for them, it's gone.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand.
He goes, you don't understand. He goes, the day it's done, it's over. And if you look at Jeff's got, I think, 4,000 head. So he has everything but big cats on his facility in Hondo, Texas, in the 777. And you look at it, he goes, I brought extinct species, and I protect them. He goes, and here's how many babies we have, and here's how we've grown this herd. Right. And he keeps growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
And people don't get it. It's like the conservation. We want to protect, right? We want to protect the waters, everything out there, because we're geo-friendly. Mm-hmm. And people are, you guys are just out there killing stuff. No, actually, we're keeping balance, right, and trying to protect. Yeah. It's a different mindset.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of documentaries on Netflix. I think there's one about this guy who does a rhino thing in Africa, South Africa. for the horn, because they hunt them for their horns, and they overhunt the rhino. So this guy has a preserve that he actually cuts the horns. He'll go and find all the rhinos he can, and he'll cut the horns so that they're not desirable.
Yeah,
so
and then he sells the horn, by the way.
Well, he didn't because it was illegal.
Yeah.
So he was saving them. He had this big warehouse that he was saying he had like 50 tons of rhino horns or something like that.
Crap.
Yeah, $1 billion stuff. But they recently made it legal to where he can sell that now because it took him like $12 million a year for this farm that he was keeping, and he was going bankrupt. He's like, you don't let me sell these legally, to these places, then I'm going to go under, and then these poachers are going to come in, and then we're going to lose all these rhinos. But eventually they saw the light, and they made it legal. So this guy,
and now he's on the Forbes 500 list.
Oh yeah, he was apparently already a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. But he was a resort owner, and he was selling resorts to keep his preserve going. So he had like 12 resorts, and he was down to his last resort, I think.
Wow, that's a great story.
It is a great story.
But if you take that in the broad scape, you go, look at this guy is giving up everything to preserve and protect. Right? And in a friendly way. But people don't understand that. Like the same thing with Jeff. So Jeff has a couple ranches where it's completely illegal to do big game anymore. He still keeps it. He goes, because I help the local economy. Yeah. It costs him $250,000 a year on average per ranch to keep it open and going. But he keeps it going and open because he doesn't want to cut off the people.
Yeah. Right. That's good.
People don't see that.
But that's the stories that these people don't hear. It's like you said, they just take, Auntie Lucy's word for it, and, they jump on the bandwagon of protesting and.
Well, they can't have an emotion. The emotion comes into play, and they can't have a discussion about it.
It's emotional. That's why you're talking politics, religion. Those are like dangerous subjects, right? Because people are like, because they're passionate, right? And you're never going to change anyone.
Can't get that.
Someone that's here, you're never going to bring them here.
But you can have a non-passionate discussion about it. We were with an Uber driver yesterday, and we got to talking. I don't know how it came up, but we were talking about. Started off talking about the new Marvel movie, the Infinity War, and it's like the biggest movie ever now. It's broke all the records and what. So we were talking about that, and then we got talking about this guy had a podcast, and I was like, well, I got a podcast. And we started talking about. He goes, what's your podcast? He goes, it's about comic books and pop culture and stuff like that. I was like, cool. I said, I've got one that's similar. It's pop culture, and we talk pop culture, but we do guns. We talk about firearms and guns and stuff like that. And this guy was, he was not anti-gun. Mm-hmm. But he's like, I don't have any guns. I don't really believe in personally carrying them. He said, but I have no problem with you and your Second Amendment rights. And we just had a civil discussion. There was no heated argument.
That's a mature mindset, though.
And he was just curious. He's like, so I'm just curious as to hunting. He goes, I don't really get hunting. I don't understand the whole aspect of hunting. And I was like, well, there's that's a whole world of hunting. There's big game hunting. There's people who hunt. For their family, for their livelihood, they rely on deer hunting every year, turkey hunting to put food on the table. And then you have sport hunting. There's sport hunting out there as well. I said, but I was explaining to you, like, they're actually saving a lot of these species because of the hunting that's set up, and there's rules and laws and regulations that are set up. But we just had a nice civil. He just asked a question, and I.
And those are the good conversations, because it's someone with an open mind that doesn't already have, here's what my mindset is, I'm an ammo activist and this and that, and they're killing dogs and eating them in Carolina. Stop. Right. You know what I mean? It's just every animal's treated like this, because PETA put something on, like, that's 1 out of freaking 1,000 farms that happens, or 1 out of 100,000.
Right, you're always going to have that.
You showed the extreme example to prove a point. Like, no matter what, everyone goes, and
that's exactly what he said.
Here's my extreme example. Here's extreme. So they take these extreme examples and they start believing that that's normalcy, and that's their normal example. And you're like, dude, that's the farthest extreme thing on the planet.
And that's what this guy said. He said, well, I guess I just hear about the extreme cases. I was like, that's all the media is going to put out there and push and promote.
When it comes to animals too, like people put.
They love their animals.
I always say, if Michael Vick was human trafficking humans, he would have probably not done any time.
They wouldn't even care.
But it was.
He was a coyote. He was bringing Mexicans over the border. Michael Vick busted for 7 Mexicans over the border in his van. Everyone like. cares?
Yeah,
He'd still be
fucking
playing
dogs.
NFL.
You're going to jail.
He
homie.
and
be in the Hall of Fame.
DMX. He and DMX in prison.
Exactly.
Dog fighting. You know, you guys should really have. I'll make sure Jeff Rand comes over. We
Yes,
also have
that'd be-
Grady Powell.
Yeah, I'd love
Grady
to have
Powell, the
Grady
Green
on.
and then we have Chris Littlejohn as well.
Oh,
so
yeah, big
Chris
three.
is.
You've got the big three.
Big three. Yeah, let's go.
So
to
I
big
got
three.
Carissa, Grady, Jeff, and then we also have Gatman, which is Carissa's husband. That's a great guy. You just got to talk to him about guns. I mean,
That'd be awesome.
My knowledge base is like this. His knowledge base is crazy. I mean, not like his. I mean, his is.
Yeah,
Riff's is
if
pretty
they
amazing.
can break free,
But
we'd
Chris
love
is
to have
great.
him on.
We'll bring him over.
that's
Definitely. And
awesome.
Grady's a great dude. I mean, you'll love him. He's all right. Let's go.
That's cool.
And so those are our guys. That's it. And we have Jesse James, obviously. So it's
And
kind of like
Jesse
our
James.
So that's our Ammo Inc. crew.
Nice.
It's your brand ambassadors.
Yeah. And
Very
we
nice.
look at it. We approach this instead of going to have the TR32 bullet. You know, we build brands. So our product lines are individual brands. And Ammo Inc.'s the kind of the parent company, the umbrella that sits over the brands. So
And
everyone's
that's
got their own stuff.
ammo-inc.com.
Thank you.
Jay, thank you so much for taking the time
thank
to
you.
be on. Whenever you guys start coming out with the rifle line, be sure to let us know.
Absolutely.
We'll have you on. We'll talk about it and let the Leadhead Nation know all about it.
Perfect. And then we'll make sure Griff gives you guys a bunch of product as well.
Oh.
When you shoot streak, you'll never shoot anything else. I mean, trust me.
I
Everyone
want to
goes,
shoot it now.
I want to try. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
probably have an issue shooting
Look,
in 5 years,
yeah.
especially when the
It's not
president
gonna
and
go
the
over
VP
well.
are coming in.
Right. Yeah. I think they're disarming everybody.
You know they shut all the streets down now. They at 10:30.
We got here just in time, man.
It's gonna be
Nick of time today. Gentlemen, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
having me on.
you.
It was great. I appreciate
Awesome.
it. Thank you
Guys,
so
we'll
much.
be back with more from
Thank
the
you.
2018 NRA here in Dallas.
That's great.
But we are.
We are.
back. And we are at the official Leadquarters of the 2018 NRA annual meetings and what is it? Exhibits.
Annual meetings and exhibits.
You like to say the whole thing out loud.
Why can't
I
they
just
just
say
call it
NRA
show?
The NRA show.
Caleb, I'm just going to call it the NRA show.
the NRA show.
It's the NRA show, the 2018. It's actually the 147th of these that they've had. They've had 147 of these, and Mike's been to every one of them.
Every one of them.
Started off in Philadelphia. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground is where he spent most of his days. You did, though, didn't you?
That was,
That's not far from the truth.
yeah. New Jersey.
You are the Fresh Prince of Bel
The
Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Of Las Vegas
Yep.
now.
And then a couple of guys that were up to no good.
Oh,
and-
good. I think they were making some trouble in the hood.
Yeah. Did you ever see that with the somebody calls into the, like, there's a newscaster and he's doing it and somebody calls in and starts telling the story, but he's doing it slow, but he tells the story of the Fresh Prince. It's pretty cool. It's funny.
I haven't seen that one yet. But joining us now, we've got none other than Paul Carlson, and Paul is with Safety Solutions Academy. And where are you out of?
Cleveland, Ohio, Northeast Ohio.
And we have met before.
We have, yeah.
Where did we meet, Paul?
We've met at SHOT Show. We've met at
SHOT
NRA
Show.
shows. We've bumped into each other quite a bit.
But you haven't been on the show yet,
I
right?
have never been on the show.
New guy.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit you with some new guy questions here in a little bit, but
Sweet.
we want to hear about Safety Solutions Academy.
Ooh, that's one of those ever-evolving answers to a question. Primarily started out as a firearms instructor, so my background is as a teacher, not in law enforcement, not in military, but I was a middle school math and science teacher.
So you're a real teacher.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But I feel like I quit teaching to stay home with my kids and to start doing some of the real teaching that I do now, which is out on the range with defensive handguns, helping the average citizen, law enforcement officers get ready to deal with that situation they don't ever want to deal with but need to be ready for should they ever face it. So that's the primary function of Safety Solutions Academy. We do a good bit of media creation, so YouTube channel, podcasts, all those kinds of things that are out there. And I found myself, as I continue to create content, being asked in the industry by others to create content. So I'm a freelance writer and video creator.
Okay.
Do a lot of work with Athlon Outdoors. So we're talking ballistic magazine, combat handguns, personal defense world. So those are the folks that I'm running with. And so I'm here at the show.
Hey, we're creating content right now.
That's right.
You sure are.
Yeah.
Lots of content.
Yep.
Lots and lots and lots of content. So do you travel around the United States?
I'm working to do less and less of that.
Okay. So you want people to come to you?
I used to do 12 to 15 states a year, and now we'll hit 2 or 3. But primarily, I've got a great range that I'm working out of in Northeast Ohio, Southington Hunt Club, and it's a great facility. And I like my wife. I like my kids. I like my bed. So I'm spending more time at home.
I'll make sure that they hear this.
Yes, if you could get that to my wife and kids, I'd appreciate that.
How much time? How do you split your time between doing like media and then also training?
That's a tough question because we've got to look at it from not only just what it is that I want to be doing, but also what it is that produces income. And so right now I'd say I'm probably 70% in the media creation and 30% into other things.
Right.
Some of that media is still for my own brand, Safety Solutions Academy, and then MagFix, which we can talk about in a little bit. But I'd love to be out on the range teaching more.
Right.
I really would. But it's also a super busy, there's a lot of instructors out there. There's a lot of noise to try and cut through to be noticed in the industry as a firearms instructor, which is a challenge.
Yeah, and so, like you mentioned law enforcement.
Yeah.
This is a discussion I had with a couple of buddies the other day because we were talking about the lack of training that a lot of police departments have. I had a cop sitting with us, and he's Boston area, and he was saying, we pretty much qualify once a year, and that's about it. Like, there's not a lot of training.
Different agencies have different training cultures that surround them. There's no doubt about that. Some of them have a very high-level training culture, or maybe even find pockets within agencies that are very high level. But at the same time, there are agencies that don't have the funds, don't have the leadership, don't have the knowledge, and it makes it more difficult for them to train.
Do you feel like it's more of a funding thing? You said leadership. That's kind of interesting. I mean, that's...
In a lot of things, things come from the top down.
Right.
If there's a culture that is established that reveres training as one of the tools that law enforcement officers can use to solve problems, then that's going to be reflected in what it is that the decisions that the department makes. But a lot of departments, let's not forget, law enforcement officers, and I'm not a law enforcement officer, never have been one, but they have a very diverse job. We think about, in a firearms industry, we think about the firearms part of it as being the most important, and it may very well be. But the question that we've got to ask ourselves is what other jobs do they have? They've got paperwork to handle. They've got traffic to deal with. They've got
education.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's all these different areas that they need to be focused on. We look at training as being an important one, and it is, but it may not be the priority of the leadership.
Right.
And I don't mean to be critical of police officers, because there are great agencies and great officers out there. There are some that simply don't have that culture. So I'd love to see that culture. And I'm going to tell you, it's also a situation with the armed citizen. It's the armed citizen does not necessarily understand how important training is. The people that are here today don't understand how important training is.
Yeah. And that's what we preach on this show is if you're going to be a responsible firearms owner, carrier, training is the most important thing that you can get. Not even more important than your firearm. It's the training.
Yes.
You need to know situational awareness, when to, when not to, how to, but more importantly, to put your body under that stress.
Yes.
Certainly. And walking into a training class, it's one of the reasons why some people may choose not to train, is because it is an inherently stressful situation. When a student walks into a class, they may not know the gear to bring. They may not know the way to behave when they get to class. What should they do with their firearm? What shouldn't they do with their firearm? What's going to happen during that class? And that can be really a concerning thing to folks.
Yeah.
And it's
the first thing they should do is listen.
Sure.
Read the
emails.
Listen. Read the emails
that come before class. They often will tell you. Spend some time on that instructor's YouTube channel or wherever they're putting
their
out
website.
media.
Yeah, there's usually detailed information on what you need, and if you don't have it, you can call them.
Absolutely, and find that. And so we just have to be willing to step outside of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Nothing good is going to happen until you're uncomfortable. If you're feeling comfortable, nothing good is going to happen. I haven't been on a podcast in a while. I have my own podcast, but I got to tell you, I haven't recorded since December, and it's a little bit uncomfortable to get a message saying, "Hey, you want to join us?" And yeah, let's do this.
Hell yeah!
And yet here I am because why?
He's got a radio voice too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Why? Thank you very much.
Well, you're very welcome there.
Yeah, so got to step outside the comfort zone. I think that's really important.
Yeah, but that's another thing that we point out is that if you're on the fence of whether you want to get your concealed carry or not, whether you want to carry a firearm, the best thing to do is go to one of these training classes.
Absolutely.
And if you can't take the stress there, if the stress is too much for you during one of these classes, then in a real life situation, just imagine. So maybe it's not for you. Maybe you shouldn't be that person. And that's how you find out.
Absolutely, and I've had conversations after classes with students about that, almost always student-initiated conversations, where they say, this might not be the right thing for me.
Right.
And maybe it's because...
And that's okay.
It is
There's
okay.
nothing wrong with that.
It is okay. Not everybody has to be carrying a gun.
No, but it is your Second Amendment right, and it is our God-given right that we can own firearms and we can carry and protect ourselves and our family and our loved ones, but you don't have to.
That's right.
And we're not going to force that on you. Just like people are trying to force our Second Amendment, taking our Second Amendment rights away from us.
Right.
Yeah,
It
shouldn't
it's
happen.
not logical.
It's
right?
not.
We're not forcing them to carry guns. They shouldn't force us not to carry guns.
Right, and they're not going to be able to. They can't.
True statement.
Yeah.
True that.
Courses are the first course. I took courses later in life because we were having this discussion off air.
Right.
But growing up in Jersey, you just
Right.
don't have access to a lot of the stuff, a lot of the guns. But the first time I ever took one was Rob's class, Rob Pincus'
Sure.
course, and I came in super unprepared because that's no one told me, and I didn't get any email.
But that's the thing, if you've never done it, you can't really prepare yourself other than just what the instructor tells you to bring.
That's right.
You don't know what to expect as far as how you need to act and you just listen. You start they're going to tell you what you need to do. You do.
Yeah, I took it on
Do what they
it was
say.
like one of those spur of the moments, like, why don't you jump in on this thing? And
Right, he's good about that.
Yeah, and I was up all night out
Dropping in
drinking.
and say, hey, I'm in town. I got a class. Come on.
Literally like sweating, and but it's an intimidating process. I mean, looking at it from the standpoint, like the way I saw it was, I'm out there on a stage sometimes.
Sure.
And
Our ego is on the line when we're out there, either as a student or as an instructor, and I think that's one of the things we have to be willing to put aside. Understand, and I've got young kids, and so I tell them this: don't spend so much time worrying about what other people think about you. I guarantee all your friends are more focused on what people are thinking about them than thinking about you at all. And it's the same thing when you go to a class. You feel like everybody's staring at you, but everybody else is worried that you're staring at them. So don't, just get over it and step into it.
Yeah, it's definitely something you should try to do at least once.
Well, it's like anything you do for the first time, whether it's music lessons or, whatever it may be, dance class or things Mike's interested in. Here's what I'm talking
Dance.
about.
I love
because
dance.
he loves dance.
Jazz, tap, and hip hop, but we'll talk
There's
about that
always
in the next
that level
segment.
of uncomfortable, but you throw yourself in, you get over it, and you do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is. But seriously, like the experience that I had. So I go through the course, right, and I find out at the end of the course that it's like I'm a better shot on the run than I am like a stationary shooter. That's something I learned about myself.
Sure.
Like even Rob was like our worst. Like Rob's my friend, so he's like our worst shooter. Apparently, is our best shooter when he moves. But maybe, and he thought maybe that's because I'm not thinking as much as I'm.
That's a really important part. Sometimes we can get into our own heads to the point where we can interfere with just natural physical movement, just being athletic. If we're over processing something, then we just become all thumbs.
Right. It's crazy. I felt, it's an all-day course, the one I took, and I did feel like I came out of there learning something and a better shot. I definitely felt that.
Well, and the great things about firearms training, or one of the great things about firearms training, is the fact that oftentimes what you learn may have nothing to do with firearms training. You take away things that can help you in your everyday life that have nothing to do with guns, just by going out, and you said it before, stress, putting yourself under stress and learning how to respond to it and how it is you can work through that. Who doesn't
Situational awareness.
Who doesn't experience stress in their life? Everybody does. And so we need to learn to work through that, and firearms training can simply be a vehicle to get to just a better life.
That's a good point. So your website.
Yeah, safetysolutionsacademy.com.
And that's all spelled out SAFETYSOLUTIONS.
It is a long one.
ACADEMY.
Now, if you guys want to all pitch in, we'll see if we can find SSA.com. Maybe we'll buy that URL. I don't know what that's going to run, $250,000, $300,000.
Is it already taken?
I have no idea. Didn't even
may
bother to
be-
look.
it may be
Right now,
available,
it's going to get snatched up.
Yes, somebody's going to go buy it right now and then sell it to you.
Park it, yeah.
Well, very cool. So they can go there. There's your courses, classes set up there that they can.
Courses and classes are set up there.
Scheduled.
And we've got all kinds of other stuff as well. Not just the classes and the media, but also I've got a product, the MagFix.
Okay.
Which is a magazine base pad for the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield.
Well, let's talk about that.
Sure. Yeah. So the Shield is one of the most popular guns that's out on the market. Tons of people love the Shield. It's just the right size to make it easy to carry concealed, and yet it's large enough that you can still shoot it. A lot of the easy guns to conceal are tough to shoot.
Now, is this it right here?
This is the MagFix, which is on the 8-round magazine.
I love it when people bring show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell is good stuff, especially for podcasts.
Yep.
People can really see.
Well, it is for me because I can talk about it better.
it.
I can help talk about it better.
So one of the really only disadvantages, as far as I'm concerned, with the Shield is the magazine base pad and sleeve for the 8-round magazine. The factory part, the sleeve, which is an important piece, slides up and down in the magazine pretty freely, so it can get in the way. It also tends to trap an empty magazine in the gun. Your hand tends to grab onto the back of it and hold it in place, so it's hard to reload the gun. And it's really pretty smooth. There's not much to grab onto, so if you need to deal with a stuck magazine or even just the ability to grip the gun while shooting, there's not much there. So I took those 3 issues and really saw these being experienced by my students again and again on the range in classes, and set out to develop a product that was going to solve those problems. And that's what the MagFix is.
And that's the MagFix.
The MagFix. You can find it. It's on SafetySolutionsAcademy.com, but you can find it at magfix.co.
So does this just replace the base plate for the...
Yep. 2-second installation. Replaces the base plate and the sleeve. Locks them together. Gives you a good gripping surface. And relieves the back, so it's got a lower profile. So it drops free.
What does this cost?
$24.95 for the MagFix. So it's
$24.95, and they go to SafetySolutionsAcademy.com to get this.
Yep, or magfix.co. I'll take you right to the page.
There you go, magfix.co.
You got it. So
very nice.
Pretty excited about it.
Is it just for the Smith & Wesson right now?
Right now, it's just for the Shield. We're looking to roll out a version for the M&P Compact so that we can accept full-size magazines in the M&P Compact. And then, I got an email just this morning, hey, when are you coming out with one for the XDS? As soon as we can get those projects going, and the more people get. As
soon as y'all buy more of these,
exactly. Share it with your friends, and we'll get it out. For
so Mike's been big on the R&D process. What was your R&D process on this?
We started out 4 years ago, and basically my original solution was to tell students, just take this darn sleeve off, get rid of it, and we started to break guns. People would over-insert the magazine, break the ejector, and shut their gun down. Well, we can't have that, right? That's a problem.
Yeah.
So I started to try and find a solution, and I found somebody that literally just carved out a version from aluminum. Like, he just threw it on a milling machine and started to, make some things from my design happen, and we went from there. Took it to SHOT Show in, 4 years ago, and found a vendor that was ready to do the design work and start producing them. Hey, you ready for this? $49.95 a part. Like, I was paying more than $30 for my cost for these aluminum parts. I mean, but it was the beginning, right? So we got them out there. The product worked. People loved it. And then it was just a matter of taking and saying, okay, how can we make it better and more accessible? The price had to come down. We're talking about a gun that's being sold at $250 to $300.
Right.
A $50 accessory, not going to be successful. And so that's why we've been working to take it to polymer. And so, it's just been a design evolution from there to figure out what was actually going to work. And we made some changes, and they're good changes. We're happy with it.
Nice. Very nice. Well, it's a very good, good looking
cool
product.
Concept.
Thank you.
I don't shoot the Shield, so I'm not personally familiar with that, but I guarantee you a lot of our listeners are, and they're relating to this right now.
It's a popular gun, and if you find yourself having that magazine stick, this is the solution to that, to be able to get that reload more efficient and faster.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty pleased with how it came out.
Very cool. Any more products?
That's
that
the
you
one.
Want to talk about?
That's the one.
Okay. So, if you could be the president.
Question time.
For the day.
I don't want to be the president.
New guy questions. If you could be the president for the day, just one day, what would be your first presidential act?
I would start an educational campaign on responsibility. I would
just in general responsibility.
Highly encourage our citizenry to become responsible for themselves. I wouldn't focus it around firearms. Of course, here we are at the NRA show, and firearms may be part of that for some people. But the simple fact is we have a trend in our country, in our society, that is leading people to expect others to take responsibility for them, and that is leading us down a desperate path.
Bad direction. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I would do as an educational. This is your brain on responsibility. No, that's Nancy's deal. I'm not sure what the slogan would be, but
this is
responsibility.
Your brain. Good old Nancy.
Yeah.
Big head Nancy.
Yes, that is a true statement.
She was the original bobblehead, wasn't she?
Yes.
Bless her heart. So, I'm going to hit you with some of the other. I'm not going to hit you with all the new guy questions.
Okay.
When it comes to pop culture, what's your go-to that's gun-related, whether it be a movie, a magazine, a TV show, a song, video game?
Culture.
Yeah.
Pop culture firearm.
What's your go-to?
I guess I'd have to go with NRA TV.
Okay.
You know, hit that real quick and see what's trending, what's happening, what's Colion Noir doing. I guess that would be my immediate fix.
There you go. Good answer.
Thank you.
We've not had that one before.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a first.
Yeah.
That's a first.
Here at the NRA annual meetings and events.
Company
So
guy.
bucket list. What's your next gotta have, wanna have piece of equipment, gun, whatever it may be, kit?
It could be a gun. It could be any. There's Bursa over there. There's Grand Power. There's Metro Arms. There's Llama.
There's the
SPS.
The new Strybog is over there.
There's plenty of guns here.
Plenty of guns right here. I would not necessarily care about the brand or anything else, but I would love to have an intricately suppressed AR. So I'd be looking at something that was short and 16 inches total length of suppressor on it for home defense. That'd be awesome.
No, that's good. I mean, I was looking for something else, but that's okay.
Going
We can
in
talk
another
about
direction with that.
Yeah, we'll go off air.
If you could spend the day at the range with anyone, still alive, dead, fictional, or a group of people.
This is a really difficult question because there are so many great answers to it. I think I'm going to have to go with Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
It'd
Okay.
be great to go to the range with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. As his fictional characters or
just as
Clint
Clint?
Eastwood?
I think I'd actually be most interested in Clint Eastwood himself and getting inside of his head. What a cool character as a person as well. I love his Detroit. I'm a Detroit boy. Grew up in Detroit, so I love his revitalizing Detroit commercial that he did for Chrysler, probably 3 or 4 years ago for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
great commercial, and it just has this great "get off my lawn."
Didn't Eminem do one of those too?
He did, and it was also a good commercial. So
Heartbreak Ridge is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, right on.
That was just like as a kid. I
love
loved that.
Heartbreak Ridge.
It was great. There's so many
The
lines.
Swede.
In it. There's so many great
Remember
lines.
the Swede?
Yep.
Swede.
Well,
Stitch
Swede.
Jones.
Swede.
And bringing up Eminem, he 8 Mile. I grew up on 4.5 Mile.
4.5 Mile.
It was rough when I was a kid, for sure.
What do you?
I just got a text.
Text messages.
Well, he's standing
Excuse
right
me,
there.
Robert.
So we'll make sure
It was my wife and kids saying thank you.
I was going to make
That's
sure it
what
wasn't the president, It was Trump one.
Here, I got a product for you. Take a few of these. This is cool.
So this is no sweat hat liner.
See, like when you're training, stick them in the hat.
And so then your hat won't sweat through.
Right. And you got helmet liners, no sweat, helmet liners, hat liners. Take some hat liners. Try them when you're on the, like I said, you're doing a training course or something. Have
right
everyone
on,
put them in
man. I love it. It's a 3-pack, so I can put in my 3 favorite hats.
There you go.
We'll give you a few. I got plenty of them.
Peel it, stick it.
He can set you up as a distributor.
Yeah, actually, would love your opinion on it. Like, shoot me an email. Just be
That'd
like,
be
hey,
cool,
these things
man.
are awesome, or they suck. Like, whatever.
Man. I will let
I like
you know.
honesty.
Here's my issue. I want somebody to make a product. We talk about the MagFix was a solution to a problem.
Yep.
I have a small head.
I do too. I got a real small
cannot
head.
get a hat. Like if I were to walk around the show right now, I would not find a single hat here.
I'm with you.
I could wear without having to.
You got to buy
something.
kids' hats.
Yeah, I need a child's hat.
Child's hat.
I need a child's hat. I hope that I'm just using more percentage of the small brain than the average person, but I don't know. Yeah, problems. Definitely problems.
Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to be on.
Thanks for having me.
Sharing your wealth of knowledge and this your MagFix with the Leadhead Nation, man. They're definitely going to go check that out.
I really appreciate it, guys. Have a great rest of your show, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
We'll do it. Guys, we'll be back with more from the official Leadquarters here at the 2018 NRA show at Eagle Imports. All right, Leadheads, that does it for another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed our day one, part one for our 147th annual NRA meetings and exhibits interviews. That was a great first round. We've got plenty more coming up for you guys to enjoy. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss a single interview that we did. They were all awesome interviews. Big thanks to our buddies over at the Eagle Imports booth, Mike and Raphael, for sponsoring the Talking Lead show this year for the 2018 NRA shows. It was a great time. The booth was beautiful. It was awesome. If you guys were there, you saw it. We're going to be posting pics for you guys who didn't. Be sure you're checking Instagram, Facebook, our website. Definitely, when I post these shows, I always put pictures with them associated with the people and companies that are on the show, along with the links that you can go to and check out these awesome products. And guys, they were offering, a lot of these companies were offering discounts just for people who were attending the NRA show. But because they were on the show, if you're listening to the show, they've done some extensions on these deals, just like Christine Rogers did with SnagMag, giving you guys that 20% off. And then Tony Stark, which was his code name, with Ultradyne, throwing in an additional aperture if you guys go and buy their product off of Brownell's website. So more of that coming for you guys. There were some other companies that were extending discounts to you guys, so make sure you're checking those out, and make sure that you support those who support our show. The official optics of Talking Lead, Right On USA, RITON. Those guys were there. They were so busy. You know, they're normally on the show. Brady comes on and talks to you guys and gives you updates, but they were so busy he wasn't able to make it. But we're going to get Brady on in another episode, and we're going to get some updates from Right On for you guys. But make sure you're going to rightonusa.com, checking those guys out, and using that discount code LEADHEAD. X Steel Targets.
X Steel Targets.
The best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets on the market today are X Steel Targets. In an interview that we got coming up with Charlie Melton, Charlie was there, Brad Stair, and we talk about his upcoming world record longest rifle shot. He's going to break his own record, and he's invited us out to Utah when he does that. It's going to be awesome. X Steel Targets is going to be taking part in that. Bud is designing some special targets for, I think they said they're going to do 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 yards, and they may even go 7,000 yards. It's going to be amazing, and yours truly is going to get some trigger time on those shots as well. So that's coming up in September, but like I said, that's going to be an interview. We're going to talk about, we'll talk more about that with Charlie and Brad in one of our next episodes from NRA. And we're going to have several of these guys. This is just part one, day one. Part one, day two. I think we'll be able to get the rest of day one in there, and then we'll have at least 3 episodes from day 2 and probably 2 from day 3. So lots of great interviews, and I'm going to be dropping these a little differently than I normally do, so you guys keep your eyes peeled. They're going to be hitting your podcasting stations soon. Modern Spartan Systems. Check them out at modernspartansystems.com. Don't just lube and clean your guns, optimize them with Modern Spartan Systems line of gun cleaning oils and cleaning products. And of course, they've got the TVT engine oil additive, which keeps the old lead sled going. My 97 Yukon is over 300, and we're getting close to 320,000 miles. I didn't take it to NRA, didn't drive it to Dallas. It needs some new tires. Haven't had an opportunity to get in and get me some new treads on the lead sled, but I'm working on that. So you guys keep your eye out. The lead sled will be back in action before you know it, and that's thanks to Modern Spartan Systems TVT engine oil additive. But if any of you lead heads happen to know of a place where I can get a great deal on some some mudders or some all-terrain tires that would look good on the lead sled, shoot me an email at talkingled@gmail.com. 1776 United, makers of Talking Lead's awesome t-shirts, the Leadhead Brigade t-shirts we've got out. They're new. We've got a patch for that as well. I actually got my first patch at SHOT Show. James came by and hooked me up with a few of those. He pretty much sold everything that he brought to the show there, so I was fortunate enough to get a couple of those. And if you guys are interested in checking those out, go to 1776united.com, and then we've got our classic Talking Lead t-shirts there. And coming soon, James and I talked about this at the show. We've got another Talking Lead logo from those 3 submissions when we had the contest where we picked the Leadhead Brigade logo. We're going to kick off the next one of those logos in a t-shirt, and then also on our tumblers, our Talking Lead cauldrons, our Talking Lead assault mugs, our Talking Lead tumblers, lead tumblers. We've had several different names suggested for that. We still haven't picked the winner of that, so I'm going to let you guys know that next episode. We're going to pick a name for it and go with it. But some great suggestions. We even had one that was I kind of liked it, but I don't know. You guys, I may put them out there and let you guys vote on it like we normally do. That's probably how I'll do that. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. We'll pick like the 3 or 4 best suggestions, and then we're going to let you lead heads vote on who the winner is. So yeah, that'll be cool. That's the way we're going to do that. Our newest sponsor, Smith & Bradley Defy watches, the official wristwear of Talking Lead. These guys have been phenomenal. Jeremy over there has been great with hooking you guys up with some amazing deals. You need to go back to episode 242 and listen to the amazing deals that he is offering just for you lead heads. And it's only people who are listening to the show, so you got to go back, listen to that show, and it's crazy the deals that he's offering on these Defy watches just for you lead heads. I was able to give a few of those away at the NRA show. So some of you lead heads that came by said hi, helped me out with some of the man on the street kind of stuff. We're lucky enough to get one of these awesome Scouts and Battlefield watches. So make sure you go to defywatches.com, check out the Scout watch and the Battlefield watch. Just like I said, I mean, really good watches. I've got both of those watches. I love them both. They both have different functions. Really love the Battlefield for kind of like my EDC bang around watch to the gym, going to the range, shooting, just kind of my everyday EDC kind of watch. It's perfect for that. And then the Scout, love taking that when I'm traveling. It's got like 48 different time zones on there. It's got a digital compass on it, and the looms on these things are really good, so it makes it really easy to see at night. And it's got, they both have like stopwatches and just tons of features, especially for the price. I mean, they're already priced phenomenally low, but the discount that you guys are going to get on those, it's crazy. So go listen to the show, and then there's another one called the Sans 13 2.0, and that's through the Smith & Bradley line. And if you go to smithbradleyltd.com, smithbradleyltd.com, you can check out those amazing watches there. But you got to go back and listen to episode 242 to find out how you can get a pre-order amazing deal on that Sans 13 2.0. So go to the website, check it out, and if you still want to get in on that deal, you can't pre-order it from their website anymore. They cut that off. Only lead heads have gotten the extension on that special price for that, and I know a lot of you have already taken advantage of it, so you guys are going to be really pleased when you get your Sans 13 2.0. High Threat Concealment. Those guys were at the show as well. Didn't get a chance to get them in, but I know that they've got some awesome new stuff. I actually just got a box full of cool stuff from High Threat Concealment. Their Vantage holster, the M4 mag stackers, I got those. I got the quick response system, their belt, all kinds of stuff. So I got me a full rig now from High Threat Concealment. You guys check them out, highthreatconcealment.com, and they've got a holster for just about every handgun that you can think of. And if you don't, you get in touch with Adam over there, and they can make sure that they get one custom made for you. They do them with the holsters for guns that have lights, and then of course all the different kinds of mags, and their belts are really, really nice. So you guys check them out at highthreatconcealment.com. So make sure you're going and you're supporting those who support the show. That's how we're able to bring you guys all these awesome 2A interviews and information on companies, products, and people. And we want to continue to be able to do that for you guys. So go show them some love. And they're showing you guys love too by offering all these discounts. All of our companies, they've got the Leadhead discount code set up. You're going to get some kind of awesome discount on their products. But if it doesn't work, let me know, because some of them expire, and we just have to remind them to renew that discount code. All right, guys, I will talk to you next episode. But until then, as always, keep your loved ones close and your firearms closer.